Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now today we'll take a look at the XRP chart, which is right in front of me now. However, before we dive into the charts, we're going to take a look at coin market cap to see some of the top gainers in the watch list, which I have curated here. So on the weekly, I've actually filtered through here, and you can see straight away how Stronghold and VELO in particular, both built on Stellar Lumens, are doing really well. You've got WTK there, sandwiched between the two cryptos, built on XDC. Quant also very closely connected with XDC as well, both working for the R3 Corda ecosystem. That's also up 15% on the week. So some strong gains already. Now, before I dive into the XRP chart and a couple of those other charts, I'm going to show you the calculated price of asset XRP in comparison to Bitcoin's current market cap. Now you can see straight away XRP, if we had the same market cap as BTC, the big orange, we'd be looking at a $19 XRP per token. Now that is approximately, that's almost a 36x on your capital deployed. Now again, look at this, some 2.79% on the progression bar. So we're literally we're worth less than 3% of the current Bitcoin market cap. Now that is absolutely extraordinary. Yes, I know XRP can be really, really frustrating to hold. But ultimately, once XRP does get moving, then we are literally off to the cheddar market. Now, I've shown this plenty of times before, but again, as always, this is TA. Nothing has changed in my opinion. We're still waiting for XRP to arrive here come November, December time. Now, I'm currently looking to put a course together, and I've been working hard. So I've done like anywhere between it's like 15, 20 slides long, and it's a very in-depth sort of blueprint, and it gives you the exact dates when to actually get in and out of the market as we're actually trading up into this sort of bull market. This is a super cycle. So yeah, I'm currently working on that. If you're interested, make sure you give a thumbs up, and I shall, in future videos, I will provide further updates as we go along. But ultimately, it's all for you guys, because I want you guys to succeed, because I've been going 6 months now on the channel, and that's fairly new for a YouTube channel. Now, we're doing really well, so if you're not already subbed, make sure you're subbed, and we'll keep building on these numbers, and then that way I can continue improving on the standard and the quality of the content that I deliver to you guys, because that's ultimately what it's all about, delivering the best service for you guys. Now, let's dive into it. So, XRP is, again, currently trading underneath this wedge, so it is a little bit concerning. However, you can see on the weekly, we are actually creating higher lows. So you can see this sort of low, which was printed back in July, beginning of July. So that, for me, even though it's not like an all-time low, because obviously that's back down here after the bull market. Obviously we go lower here, but since we actually printed that 2017 all-time high, this would be the low here, and you can see we're making higher lows, so we're gradually moving up. Now, for me, the last sort of couple of months, especially dating back to June, July here, again, we're creating higher lows, which is bullish in my opinion. Now, obviously, you've got to be cautious, because as I reiterated, we are still trading outside and below this bottom blue trend line, but we would look to, I would be looking anyway to be getting back inside, and again, we're looking to pinball. I've also mentioned in prior videos that there is a possibility we could get an early breakout, but even if we do so, we'd only be looking to take out the previous all-time high up at around this sort of price, I would say, around that sort of $3 mark, and then we'd literally roll over. Let me just demonstrate this a little bit more accurately for you guys. So ultimately, if SEC have no qualms, and they basically accept that $125 million fine, which we know is locked up in escrow ready to be paid, we could see like a massive move like this. We could take it higher, but again, just for illustration purposes. But I believe that would be a pump and dump, because I do believe SEC is going to play hardball, and the reason being is because I still believe the TA is going to break out at the end of the year, going into 2025. So something similarly to this. Obviously, you can drag this up between that sort of $4 to $6 sort of move up here. and then we would roll back over pretty rapidly, in my opinion, and then we could play out through sort of November, and then we will be looking to take off around that sort of time. Now, that is XRP, so that's just in the short term. Ultimately, we're looking to work towards the apex of the log charts. I know on the linear charts we've broken out, so it's still looking really good. But what I'm going to do is, because these are the big gainers now, and a lot of people are asking me to cover some of these smaller cap gems, for example, like VELO and WTK, because although they're in utility with XRP, XDC, Quant, etc., they want some massive returns, and VELO is up massively as well on the monthly, which you can't see on this particular sort of graph, which is obviously illustrating this data here. So what we'll do is we'll start off with Stronghold because it's on the top of the shortlist. Now, Stronghold has made some massive moves already. You can see how it's breaking out at this order block, which I've actually illustrated in prior videos. So a lot of TAs will come onto YouTube and they'll literally from scratch input the TA. But for me, this is why a lot of the videos seem a little bit repetitive, because I don't alter the TA unless I have to, because this is macro TA. Now, it just goes to show how accurate and how much respect these crypto tokens have for these particular charts. Now, you can see here where this green candle is. This is on the weekly. You can see we're actually breaking out of this order block now. So for me, Stronghold is on the precipice now of making a massive move now, and we would be looking to take out this sort of weekly high up here. Now, we would be looking to go a lot higher. We would be looking to take out this wick, and then that's the exciting part when crypto tokens do go into price discovery, where we'd probably be looking at getting up to some of these Fibonacci targets at the very sort of least, in my opinion. So here are the targets for Stronghold. These are conservative targets, so I'll be looking at getting to the top sort of fib lines here. So we're marking out just below 5 cent here, and then all the way up to just above 5.5 cent. So that's a solid move. Now, from current price action, which is we're currently trading here, all the way up here, we're talking about 880% up to that the 3.618. And then if we was to take out the high sort of target up to the 4.236 Fibonacci level, we're looking at approximately 1,000% gain. So that's about a 10x your capital just to the top of fib. So Stronghold looking really well now. Like I said, we're on the precipice of a big move. Let's go over to VELO. We'll stick to the coins built on Stellar Lumens for now, before we get over to some of the others here. So you can see I marked out again all TA. We've actually broken through because I was looking to break these yellow lines here. I can delete one of them because I just wanted to mark out that sort of significant high which was set in February of last year. We did that last week. We got the close, and now VELO is literally on a rampage. Again, similar to Stronghold, we'll be looking to take out this sort of interim, sort of previous high set above. It's approximately 0.023. Now that is, if I just move this cursor up a little bit, that is approximately 30 to 31% before we start breaching that sort of weekly high. And that's when VELO will begin to become exciting, because we've got all these other targets here. So from current price action, now let's just measure up to this sort of first target. So the first target remains at around 180%. So we're looking for that 5 cent VELO to get going. Okay, so I believe that's going to happen very, very soon. I believe certainly in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, I do expect that to start playing out. Now, we will probably run into some area of resistance here where I've marked this out. Once that is breached, literally, that is when we are looking at VELO returning some massive gains. Now, I've been covering VELO for a number of months now, but you can see here, we still have, to this sort of section, a 68x opportunity. Now, that's just to this sort of liquidation level, in my opinion. We could go a little bit higher. Now, you can see if you follow my cursor straight across here, we're looking at around 10, 11,000% returns, all the way up to like all-time high set at $1.93. So imagine whatever capital you get and you're putting it into VELO, you literally get, for me, it's pretty much a solid 100x return, if not 110x return once we get up to that sort of $11,000 mark as well. Now, VELO could easily exceed all-time highs as well. So that is just conservative. 100x is conservative, believe it or not. So again, not financial advice, but it's a massive opportunity not to be missed. Now, what else did we have over here? We had WTK as well. Someone actually commented they wanted me to cover WTK. So this is what the channel's all about. A lot of these top sort of YouTube channels that are covering crypto, you know, they get so many views and so many comments, etc. It's impossible to filter through to everyone. But with me being a small channel, I know what I'm talking about. I've been in the industry for over 10 years now, whether it be in Forex, commodities, etc., etc. I've traded it. Now, the fact that obviously with the smaller channel, I can actually listen to you guys and then I can go over cryptos, which you want to see as well. So let's bring up WTK, which is the ticker symbol for WTK. Now, we've had this megaphone structure going for a while now. Now, I'm just going to simplify this chart with the lines with marker. So this is the sort of TA that I want to be producing here. Very, very simplistic. You know, I'm not one to be using oscillators. You know, I don't mind RSI. I quite like MACD and, you know, moving averages, especially 200-day moving average. I don't mind sort of indicators like that. But the lagging indicators ultimately, okay, I like the trend lines and I like to see where the macro structure is, where the supply and demand levels are, where the order blocks are. Now, again, just keeping it simple TA. You can see this megaphone structure. Now, initially, we could have been playing out here, and then we had that massive sort of breakdown. But you can see where WTK has actually come down to here. You can see where the current price action has been recently. 19th of August was trading down here. Now, if you just bring this straight across, you can see we've tapped here, we've tapped there, we've tapped here, and we've actually run into it. So you can see around this section here, there's a rejection, come back to retest, rejection. We broke through, went up to that red trend line up here. Again, we've rolled over. Now you can see the respect with that yellow trend line. Now, WTK is literally at the beginning, or should I say at the bottom of the sort of bull market. Again, we printed lows already, so there's no chance, in my opinion, that we're going to take out these lower lows. We've been creating higher lows, if anything. However, obviously, that sort of macro structure was invalidated here to actually get that sort of last fill, create that fear and uncertainty and doubt in the market before we really get running now. So I do expect WTK in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, certainly to start making these big moves to get back inside this sort of red channel, you know, around 180 all the way up to about 800% moves. So WTK built on XTC has got some phenomenal gains to have. Now, if we was just to do a measured move from this current price action on top of this sort of interim peak here back in April of 24, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be projecting us to go up to this red trend line. Now, I've not actually tried this before, so let's see how the charts actually make for viewing. So you can see here from the bottom, bring 50% up. We're looking at getting up to around here. Now, let's just mark that price action out here. So this, with a measured move, would take us to this sort of area here, as you can see. Now, that's where particularly I would be targeting initially for WTK. Okay, we got some big moves. So I don't think WTK is going to have any problem getting to this top red trend line. You know, we could grind out a little bit. We could, you know, maybe face a rejection, come back down to roughly about 9 cents. And then ultimately we'll be looking at catapulting up there up to about that sort of 64, 65 cents. Then towards the end of the cycle, obviously I'll be looking at dragging this out. At the end of sort of September, October, we would be looking at getting up to, you know, this sort of, where's it projecting us here? August, September, around that sort of $3.40 mark. We're currently trading at 1.5 cents now. So if WTK can actually get up here by September, October, I'm just going to be conservative and set out that sort of $3 mark. There's a good chance WTK can hit $3 by the end of sort of Q3, Q4 of 2025. So that is a massive gain. Now let's just drag it all up here. September, $3.48. So that's a 25,000% return. So do not sleep on WTK. So I'm going to mark it up there. again, and I'm going to draw in a vertical line just to mark out the end of the super cycle, in my opinion, which will be September, October. I do believe Bitcoin, well, historically, Bitcoin topped out last cycle in, I think it was October. So it's literally 4 weeks prior to the alts topping out. So I believe August, September, Bitcoin will top out. Then September, October, the alts will top out. So there we have that sort of bow figure there. I'm going to say $3.40 for WAD's pay come September, October of next year, guys. So that is massive gains to be had. So do not sleep. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, share, subscribe as always. I've been the Block Bull. Until next time, Block Bull over and out.